everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another episode of Insightful Fridays. So today on Insightful Fridays, we're talking about I think it's gonna be a sensitive topic because people don't like being told to mind their business. But today I'm talking about that, and the reason why I'm talking about that is because we overlook this statement has become so popular to the extent that we do not even realize the context that it comes with, the depth that it comes to. So today on my episode, I am going to be talking about why it's important to mind your business, and actually mind your business. So let's get into the video. So the first thing that you should do, number one, before I get into this topic, I just want people to know that it's important to mind your life. Minding your business doesn't mean that you have to mind a business that you don't have. No. It means that you mind your life, you mind your mental health, and you mind the things that make you a better person. So, the first thing that you should know when minding your business, number one, get a hobby. You can read a book. You can start something new, maybe attend a class online or do a free course. It's important to get a hobby because if you get a hobby, you get to spend time with yourself and actually find out what things you like and things that you don't like. When you get a hobby, you get to distress, you get also to relax, and also you get to develop the relationship that you have with yourself. When people say get a hobby, it's actually a statement which means that get yourself something that's gonna reveal to you more of what you already are. Because if you do not get a hobby, how are you gonna know what you like? How are you gonna know which people can you blend in with or which people can you not blend in with? How else are you gonna know what actually is maybe your skill? Because sometimes when you get a hobby, you actually find that you're talented at something. So it's very important to get a hobby. Now, point number two. You should learn more about yourself and your personality and learn what makes you you. Most of the time, I feel as though people get told who they are and they do not actually realize who they are. People like to be told, you're such a socialite. You're so filled with wisdom. You're so good to be around. You have a great sense of fashion. One thing that I have realized is that when people realize something for you, you tend to doubt it even more, because when you have not realized something by yourself, something that is within yourself, when other people come to tell you about that, you question about whether it is true or not. People tend to run away from spending time with themselves because when they spend time with themselves, number one, they end up being depressed and they end up just in a darker space. But ask yourself this question: if you cannot spend time with yourself, how do you expect people to spend time with you? Because we tend to be these great things for people and the things that we fail to be grateful for ourselves. So it's important to know who you are, learn about you, learn what you value, learn about maybe you don't know. You may be just something that can be helpful to someone else, but nobody else is going to realize that for you. Some people get told that, you're so talented in music. Oh, you're such a great writer. Oh, you're such a great poet. But if you do not do that yourself, or you do not realize that yourself, you're going to live the rest of your life getting told what you're good at and what you're not good at, because you are failing to spend time with yourself, which is going to reveal to you the kind of person that you are. Right? Learn about things that come naturally to you, all right? I'm not talking about chores, all right? I'm talking about things that you actually do not have to put a lot of effort in, all right? Sometimes, having a talent of singing, is something that many people are born with. They don't have to try hard to have great singing voices. But when these things come naturally to these people, it helps them, it elevates them. Sometimes you may find that you're naturally attracted to doing your makeup, all right? This is something that I say comes naturally to you. And even when you have to learn the skill of applying makeup, the different foundation shades and the powders and everything, the highlighters, everything, you still have to learn the skill. But the natural love that you have for it, I would regard it as something that comes naturally to you, because somebody didn't stand behind you, in front of you, and told you that, hey, maybe you should do this, hey, maybe you should do that. Some people, they have great academic abilities, they just excel, you know, and these things come naturally to them because these people do not get told to go study. These people do not get told to go do that or do this, something that is gonna better them and make them into better people. So find out something that comes naturally to you, because what it is that comes naturally to you, you may never know. It may end up paying your bills one day. The fifth point is that, I think it's the third point, is take care of your body, all right? When I say take care of your body, I mean give love to your body. If there's anything that I've grown to learn, that it is important to love your body, because when you love your body, you take care of it, and when you take care of it, you look good, you feel good. It is when you start taking care of yourself that you start realizing how much of a beautiful person that you are. It is when you start taking care of yourself that you start to realize how much, you know, maybe you may never have realized that in your life you've never had pimples. But when you start taking care of yourself, you realize that maybe you don't have acne, you don't have all these things that some people may suffer from. And taking care of yourself, actually, it brightens you. It brings that inner glow, that inner sense of knowing that, you know what, no matter what happens, I got myself. So it is very important to take care of yourself. Another thing, spend time with yourself. It is very important to spend time with yourself. If you live your life running away from spending time with you, you are not gonna know who you are. You know, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Knowing who you are means knowing who you're not. And how are you gonna know who you're not if you're not spending time with yourself? Spend more time with yourself. Spend time in solitude. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to yourself. Because if there's anything that I've seen that people hunger for, is being listened to, it is being understood, it is being recognized, it is being loved, it is being seen, yabo. So if you spend time with yourself, you will realize, you know what, I've been lacking there and I need to fill that part by myself. When you despise being alone, you should see that there's something that you do not like about yourself. You know, spending time with yourself should be something that you love doing, because spending time with yourself, it means that you are within your thoughts. You are within everything that you want to be, everything that you've seen yourself. And you know, when you are alone, nobody can tell you anything else. It is just you and your thoughts. One thing that I have to emphasize though is that scrolling on social media is one of the habits that people have grown to adapt to, all right? Spending much more time on social media than you spend time with yourself, it makes you being glued or adapted to this behavior that minding what someone else is doing may be good for you. Whilst it may help you sometimes to be entertained, but I do not encourage digging into people's lives just because you cannot take your own, or maybe you cannot live with your own. Because the truth is, if you learn to live with yourself, you will learn to appreciate things about yourself that people never appreciate. You will learn to admire things about yourself that people never admire. Maybe you are a person that waits to be told that they are loved. Listen, you don't need anybody else to tell you that they love you. You just need to realize that within yourself. If there's anything that I've learned, is that ever since I started loving myself, people have been loving me. Why? It's because people are drawn to an energy that a person has because of how much they love themselves. If you love yourselves, people chase you. You should try this. You should try loving yourself. You try taking care of yourself. People will chase you because people are so glued and adapted into not loving themselves, or into looking at what somebody else is doing, or who says what, or who did that, or who did what. And it is a form of what they do to get away from themselves and to get away from the things that torture them within. We all have things that we're dealing with mentally. We all have things that we're trying to get through mentally. And in us being able or trying to get through all these things, it is important to note and understand that dealing with yourself and the things that worry you, it means that when you're looking for a significant other, or when you're looking for a friendship, or maybe when you're looking to just express yourself into the world is going to see who you are and who you are real for and what you exist for. Because people tend to have this thing of not understanding what is their existence and what it means for them to exist. It's very important to know what it means to exist, because if you do not understand that, you're gonna end up treating yourself in a way that is going to deter your life. It's going to reduce the livelihood that you have. It's going to reduce the things that make you happy. It's very important to know things about yourself and understand yourself. I do not encourage a person knowing you A up to Z when they do not know who they are. Be mindful of knowing people too much but failing to know yourself, because if you know people too much but you do not know yourself, maybe there are some things that you are running away from about yourself that you do not like. And maybe if you just took time to deal with those things, address those things about yourself, you may find that there are some things about you that are interesting, that are lovable, that people can get to experience and rejoice and be wonderful about. So before I end this video, I think it's going to be a very short Insightful Friday video I've done. But it is very important to mind your goddamn business. It is very important to mind your life, mind your mind, mind your heart, and mind your soul. Because if you mind these things, they're going to reveal you to who you really are. Thank you so much for joining this video, and just comment down below on what you think about minding your own business and where poking your nose in someone else's business may have led you before, and what it is that you're doing to mind your business and what it is that you're doing to better yourself. Thank you so much for joining my video. I love you.